Oh, shoot.
All right, welcome back to the White Monster podcast. Today, myself, Austin, Taylor Hishaw.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you familiar with the White Monsters?
No.
First one?
Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
This is like
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
the third or fourth person we've introduced. Oh.
Well,
I remember you sent me a photo of your old man drinking one.
Oh my God, that guy. It's a problem. He has one every day. Every day. And it's like the big ones, you know?
It's not a problem at all.
Yes, it is. That guy's going to die.
your dad's the man.
He is the man.
I don't know about all that. But
I don't
he's a
know.
good guy, yeah.
We were at WNO and he was hilarious.
Yeah, he had the boys dying.
I've never met him, and yeah, he was just so funny. I don't even know if he knew I was on B team or not. I just think he was like random dude in the back. Let me tell you some jokes. I was like, all
I
right.
know the first time we went to
Make sure you have like this.
the first time we were at Who's Number One, he was talking like Owen because he was trying not to scream or whatever. And then Owen's just like, bro, just scream. And he's like, going crazy.
He kept doing that in the stands too. He kept apologizing. He's like, sorry. And then Tony looked at him and was like, bro, it's your daughter. Go for it. He's like, okay. And then he just went in. And we were like, oh.
So loud all the time. And I think that's like on my Instagram, everybody knows him just from him screaming in my videos. They've never seen him, but they just know him off of his voice. So.
The voice, yeah. It's pretty iconic, you know?
Ooh. He stresses me out, always screaming.
And he's a massive human being.
Huge, like 6'5",
Yeah.
something like that.
And you said his brothers are
300 pounds.
bigger too.
Yeah, he's the smallest one.
That's insane.
My uncle is almost 7 foot.
What?
Yeah, we call him Moose.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, all my uncles are like over 6'5", 6'6".
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, because your dad's massive. We were like sitting in the back and he like did this to me. And I was like, I looked around and he was wearing all black. He's like a massive guy. I was like, am I about to get kicked out of this place? Like,
Is something wrong?
I was like, is this guy security? What's going on? And he like called me over and then he was just really nice. And he was just funny.
Everybody thinks he's mean. He's not mean at all. He's like the complete opposite. And I love like walking around with him because people are like, oh my God, like rough and stuff, you know? But nice show.
Yeah, I don't know. He just called me over and he was like, because it was when DeAndre Corbett was on the card. Mm-hmm. And he's like looking around the mat and he's like, who here's DeAndre? And I was like, what? And he's like, who here's DeAndre? And I was like, that kid. And he was like, that kid's named DeAndre. And I was like,
Sounds about right. Yeah.
I like looked at him and I was like, is he actually going where I think he's going with this? And he was like, he's DeAndre? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, he just looked at me and I was like, I don't know what you want me to
I
say.
know exactly what face you're talking about.
Well, he looked at me like,
Funny.
why are you playing stupid? And I was like, and then he just looked at me and he just went like this. And I was like, bro, I don't know. Like, and then I was like, let me get my consultant. So I called over Declan to JB and they're like, I was like, why is his name DeAndre? And your dad just started laughing his ass off.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's so good.
I was like, man, I was like, why'd you pick me for this? I don't know, bro. Like, I'm from Canada.
Dre?
But back to Taylor.
Hi.
World champion in jiu-jitsu. IMAF world champion.
See?
37-0.
I don't know. Everybody counts for me. I don't do it. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
I think the last match I was supposed to have, the girl, like, she called me out and then let me choose the rule set and then got mad at me because I was like, I don't want you to hit me in the face. I don't want to get hit in the face. Who wants to get hit in the face? And then she called me out again because I didn't want to get hit in the face. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight you. For what? Because I don't have to do this. And what else? She counted my record. Like, she went and watched all my videos back and counted all of my wins.
So she's counting for you.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's probably not the best thing to do before you fight someone is like, did you know that you have 38 wins and 0 losses? It's like, okay.
Just looking for a loss.
Yeah.
It's
just like-
nowhere to be found.
And the thing is, she fought the girl that she lost to. She lost to 2 of the girls that I've beaten in like 30 seconds. So I'm like, that's why I was like, bro, I don't have to fight you. I don't have to, like, I'm just going out there because she's in London. So I was going to go out there because I have to go out there for Polaris. And
Just
I was just
extend the holiday.
yeah, that's what I was going to do essentially. But then she started talking so much stuff. I'm like, girl, like, really? I'm over here being nice to y'all. They're not even paying me to do this. I said, watch this. No more fight. Bam.
That's hilarious.
Another thing, I think you are the most ducked athlete in jiu-jitsu right now. It's hilarious because I know, like, you come to me with these matches and things that you're telling me, and then no one wants it. Every promotion's looking, and everyone is turning you down right now.
I'm not going to name names, but there's been like 4 girls. Actually, listen, there was Sarah Galvayo, there was Cassia Moria, and I had 2 great matches, and they both declined the offer, and then ended up fighting each other. And I was just like, what am I supposed to do? But then there was also, what's her name? Alex Enriquez. That was supposed to happen last week, but she's under a contract, I believe, with Fight Pass. So she was like, I can't fight you, but I'll catch you on the stage. So
yeah,
that's that.
It's all going to just happen in time now. It's like you just keep beating everyone. It's just going to be undeniable that you're just going to end up fighting these girls anyway. Your last tournament was the 5K tournament, the $1,000 grappler.
I told people I was going to win. I had some people, they're like, are you sure? Are you sure you're going to watch? I told you I needed that money in my account. That's all this was about. I needed that money.
I'd never had a doubt, especially like how dominant you were over Trinity in the Who's Number One match. I thought she was the toughest girl in that bracket anyway. So I was like, we've already cashed in,
Dude, Amanda Bruce pulled out like literally the day of it. I was just like,
they just pull a girl off the street.
So the girl that they pulled in was the girl that I fought at ADCC, like the Kids Worlds or whatever.
Oh yeah, ADCC Kids World Champion also.
Hello.
The accolades.
Are you a world champ in every sport you do?
Yeah.
That's insane.
But
It's nuts.
The last match I had against her, I finished her with the armbar in like literally the last second. I did it again this time, and I got back and I was like, bro, how embarrassing does it have to be to lose the same way with the exact amount of time left to the same girl?
I don't know. Conan did it pretty much the same time to me with the guillotine. So
Right.
And then his friend did it.
yeah. They trained together a week before. I bet they were like, imagine if you just guillotined him. It's wonderful.
Damn.
What is the flavor of this?
Great.
White Monster.
Zero Ultra.
Orange.
I think it's supposed to be a citrus.
I have no idea. It tastes
But-
good.
Yeah. Hopefully they didn't hear all the swishing I was just doing. Man.
I remember when you first came to the gym, and sort of like the perception is like, oh, this girl's like this wrestler, but I think that's such a misunderstanding. Like listening to you talk at the gym, it was like wrestling was like a side quest. It was like, what was your highest accolade in like wrestling in high school?
Wrestling? I was a state champ. I think that's the highest I've gotten. I went my first year wrestling. Well, there's the pre-wrestling, and then there's the year that I actually wrestled. Before I ever wrestled, I went to Fargo, and I lost, like, right in the blood rounds, which is the matches right before, like, you place or whatever, which is so stupid. I could have won. And then I went to World Team Trials and then did the same thing, and then I actually started wrestling, and so just, I think state, and there's this thing called Kansas City Stampede, and then that's about it. But I wrestled with my teammate. Her name is Bella, and she's on the Olympic team. And so by default, everybody they were like pair us together because we were always together. So.
It's like super impressive, like wrestling accolade. Like, but it's funny listening to you talk about wrestling because you've always really just wanted to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like all these MMA victories, world titles, these wrestling state titles, and you're out here just wanting to do jiu-jitsu. It's super cool, like just to like grapple in these other sports, just to like grow your knowledge for jiu-jitsu it's obviously paying massive dividends,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I thought, I asked you like a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh yeah, you're almost done high school. Are you going to go to college and wrestle? And you're like, no. And I was like,
no.
what?
God,
I was like, what do you mean? I was like, aren't you going to go? And you're like, there's no way. I'm just going to do jiu-jitsu. I was like, oh, That's pretty sick.
I used to be a gi guard puller.
Pretty sick.
I want you to think about that.
Oh, yeah, you came in with a gi the one day.
Gi guard puller.
Right.
Yeah, you're good in the game.
You're good in gi.
I'm all right. My fingers are dead from gi. I don't do it anymore, but I told my dad, I was like, listen, I think I want to do this for real. And he's like, okay, well, one, you need to start doing no-gi, and two, you need to start wrestling. And I was like, ah. So I stopped pulling guard. I wasn't allowed to pull guard for a long time. And then I went and trained with my teammate I've only ever trained with her. She's been my only training partner for years. So that's another probably reason why I'm good at wrestling. She or back to me. Wait, rewind. Fun fact, I have ADHD. I just got tested for it. I lost it. Yeah, they made me start wrestling, and it was horrible. I've never liked it. I've never, ever liked it. It's always been like, okay, yeah, like I can do it, but I'm not going to type stuff. And then there was a year in jiu-jitsu where I got my blue belt, and I was more so IBJJF focused, and I couldn't do any of the ADCCs. And I was too young for the adults and too old for the kids. So I was just like, let me go wrestle a little bit. And then it went from like wrestling, and then it went to MMA. And then that's how that all started.
I don't know how you do MMA as a side quest. I mean,
World champion in
face, that's what I
MMA
mean.
as a side quest.
Like if someone was like, "Hey, I'm gonna punch you in the face," and I wasn't completely into it, I'd be like, "No, bro." Like,
it's horrible. Oh my God, it's horrible. But that's the thing. You don't let them punch you in the face.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
I used to fight my cousins. I think that was it. We would go out on the trampoline and we would literally like fist fight each other. I'm sorry, mother. One, because I know she's gonna watch this. Two, what else? I practiced with this one dude one time, and he put me in the octagon, and he's like, you can do this, you can do this. And I was like, that's all I can do. He's huge guy. That's like me fighting you almost. And I just got kicked and punched and beat up, and it was horrible. But if I can take his punches, the girls are, I'm going to be fine.
What was that first fight like?
The first fight, I don't remember this girl's name, but she was like, because they call me Baba Yaga or whatever, she was like the boogeyman at the time for the girls in my bracket. And I walked into the venue, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going 125, this weight, this age. And they're like, oh, you're fighting her? Like, essentially just saying, like, good luck. Like, they're saying I'm going to lose. And I'm like, what is this? And it was making me upset. It was making my dad upset. I'm like, do they not know who I am? Like, I wasn't a big name at the time. I'm like, do they not know who I am? Like, what is this? And I went out, and I beat her in 30 seconds. And everybody just looked at me. They're like, oh. I'm like, I told you what was going to happen. I don't know what you expected. And then she, like, faked an injury. And I saw her running around and jumping and stuff. And then the next post, she was like, oh, I got hurt. I'm at the hospital. I hurt my hip. It's just really bad. And I'm like, I just watched you run up and jump on a podium, run around with these kids. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, whatever.
How old were you when you started doing it? I mean, how do you get 38 fights? How old are you?
I'm 18 now.
How do you get 38 fights by the time you're 18 years old?
Well, you don't post about them. That's what you do. You hide them off and pray that nobody looks into it.
I mean, what else can you say? So yeah, when was your first fight? What age?
16, 17. Yeah.
So
not that long ago.
That's crazy. Because then, like, I know that IMAF and stuff are like tournament style, so you get like a few fights.
I get a couple of matches.
Yeah. But to amass a record like that it's pretty amazing, and how you've just like side quest, just bit of fun is like it's hilarious. Like, but something that like needs to be said is your dedication, because you are in the gym when you're here at BT more than any other person, except maybe Joseph when he's here. You know, you are consistent in my morning class. You never miss a noon training, and then you're in the night classes drilling and like just going crazy with J-Ro, just trying to break him.
That kid, Jesus Christ. He got mad at me because, okay, listen, I play Roblox. And I know.
What's Roblox?
There's going to be a generational gap here.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to play Roblox with me one day, okay? But look, it's a kid's game. Essentially, it's not a kid's game. It's a
Like
universal
on your
game.
phone or something?
Have you played Minecraft before?
No. When you said Roblox, I thought, do you remember like those like carpets that had like the rollers on it as a kid?
Yeah.
That's what I thought of. I was like, what?
Did they get discontinued before you were growing up?
No, I still have them.
Good.
They're still there.
The company that made them must be multi-millionaires.
Shit.
Everyone had that carpet.
Bro, you get a Hot Wheels on that thing, you're just going. Anyway, sorry, Roblox.
Roblox.
But I play Roblox, and I told him, I was like, you should play with me. And he's like, at your grown age, like, this is really what you're asking me, like, to play Roblox? And I'm like, bro, stop. Watch who you're talking to before I call Chingy on you. And then...
So mean.
And he got mad at me, and he was like, you know what? When you get back down here, we're going to wrestle. Because I also told him, I was like, if we ever wrestled, I'd tech you, like, for sure. And...
That's why you guys ran
you
into
guys-
us 17 times the other day.
Yeah.
You guys have been scrapping. It makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
So Freddie had the camera on us, and I was like, bro, it's time. But I was still nice about it, I think.
Did you take him?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, at the end he slipped too to put the fucking cherry on top.
He's
He like shot at her. They're like, the time's over. He like shot, and then like she sprawled. He slipped and just fell back.
Because I don't think he knows how to like distribute his weight well. And he's like real Andy Varela-esque. Like,
He's gonna
that-
hate that comment.
he is, but that's why I said it. Yeah,
He's trying to act like Andy Varela. He walks in like
he
talking
Shout out
shit.
to Andy. Andy's amazing.
Andy, you're
Andy's team is hilarious. They're the funniest kids I've ever competed against.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
Andy at all, but I know we competed against his team, and they were the funniest group of kids
great. Oh yeah, they're amazing.
Oh,
I've
dude,
ever talked to.
it was so funny.
I felt so old
Yeah.
hanging out with them.
And then we
I'm-
ended up
man.
cornering one of them at Dallas.
Yeah, one of the kids went up to Kieran Kachuk. He's like, "What? No, he came up to us. He's like, yo, what's up?" And we're like, "What's up?" He's like, "I need a corner. You guys got me?" We're like, "Sure." We like walk over. Kieran's with us, and he's like, "Hey, you're Kieran Kachuk." They're literally calling him onto the mat. He's like walking on the mat. He's like, "You're Kieran Kachuk." Kieran's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Pirated your DVD this morning. I'm gonna hit a triangle for you, dog." Walks out. Kieran's like, "Who the fuck is this kid?"
Fly dragon.
he tried right off the hop, just tried to do fly triangle. We were like,
Who
"What?"
was it?
Adam?
Yeah.
Adam, I don't know his last name. He's funny, but he subbed the kid in a minute, and he came off. And he's like, "Light work," and was like yelling.
Just screaming at us, and we're
They
like,
were like,
yeah, dude.
"Hey, good job."
Love the energy. I'm here for it.
Yeah. But no, he was funny as hell. But yeah, James, probably Ortiz probably didn't like that comment.
About Chiggy, yeah, that's brutal. Fired him up, I imagine.
You go low, I go lower. That's what I like to say.
But he's been on one lately. He came in the other day, like we're all like just sitting there, and he's like, 2 years. I got you. I got you. I got you. And I'm like, did you just get your heart broken? Like, what's going on?
This is a 15-year-old boy coming up to
Oh my
through
God,
a
he
group of
grew.
men.
He literally grew. I wasn't here for 2 weeks. I get back and I'm like, bro, what happened?
Yeah, problem is he's going to be really good too.
Yeah, it's 100% 2 years. 2 years, I'm gonna be 40. No, it's 33. But like, still, like, I was like, calm down, kid.
Yeah, you got to put the beating on him now. That's what Taylor's doing. Tech following him on camera.
Gotta do what I
that-
gotta do.
That footage lives forever now.
Oh yeah. And I told him, I was like, you better not make me go get the camera footage from the VT. I was like, don't talk to me.
Should 100% get the camera footage. And he has wrestling shoes on, so it makes it worse.
I might message Freddie, see if we can overlay some of this footage in a clip.
I told him, I was like,
No, we don't want to do that.
lad dropped you. Like, what are you on about? I don't hit lad drops. I'm only a double leg person. I only double leg. If I hit anything else on you, you should feel disrespected.
I knew it wasn't going his way because halfway, the first couple minutes in the round, I heard him accusing of PEDs. Yeah. All I heard was this little voice being like, "We need a drug tester." I was like, this can't be going good for the boy.
He's like, she's on roids. She's on roids. That's what he always says. Anytime he loses, he's like, she's on roids. Test her. And I'm like, bro.
Yeah, no.
Oh my God. They actually pulled me aside for a drug test in Abu Dhabi.
Really?
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
When I was doing the MMA fights.
Oh. I thought I meant ADCC. I was like, what?
I mean, when you're smashing the boogie woman of the division in 32nd, I'd be suspicious too. I'd be like,
100%.
let's go ahead and get the testing kit
At
out.
the same time, though, if you're traveling with your like dad, I mean, just be like, like dad and uncle. They're freaking big guys, dude. Like,
That's horrible.
here
The
we go, this.
first year Abu Dhabi was amazing. Like the people out there, once I told them, I was like, yeah, I'm an MMA fighter. Like the staff and stuff, they were like, we love you. And I came back the second year and they literally treated me like I was a princess. And I was like, oh, I like this. I like
Abu Dhabi's a crazy place for that. Like,
yeah.
it's almost like the national sport is like grappling.
Mhm.
So you go over there for like a tournament like that, and you are royalty.
Bro, chocolates galore. Chocolates, bread, pastries. I was like, y'all, I'm cutting. I can't have it. I would love to have this, though. Oh, my gosh. And then second year, I go out. And, again, I didn't post about my IMF thing like crazy. I didn't boost it or do nothing. But I go back the second year. And when I went to the cage the first time, they were all like, Baba Yaga! Like, the teams from Angola, Ireland team, like, all of them were screaming, like, around the stadium and stuff. And it was like, oh, my God. How did they find out? I didn't think I was like nothing crazy.
Just travel low.
Good for you for being such a good like kid. If I was 17 and I got to travel anywhere knowing that I was good at fighting and people were yelling my name, I mean, I already was an asshole when I was 17. And I was not good. At 17, I quit all the sports and was just being an idiot. And if that would have happened, I would have been way worse. Like,
bro, it was crazy. It was absurd.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's funny, like, because you're in the gym and you're like mature for your age. I remember we went for Myra's birthday to get the tacos.
Oh yeah.
But to get to this taco joint, you have to go through this bar, and I was like, "Is Taylor even going to get into the restaurant?"
Yeah,
you
I
know?
didn't think about that.
It's so funny. We're like in line because you got to go through like the corner of this club, and there's a bouncer. I was like, "There's no way
Not
we're getting
chance.
turned down for tacos."
Listen, it's all right. I made it through. I went like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Those tacos are fire, by the way.
Yeah, Taqueria 1010. If you want to sponsor the podcast, we will accept one meal.
If anyone wants to sponsor the podcast, I don't give a shit. Chipotle, dude. I don't care what it is.
No. In fairness,
No,
if Chipotle,
Chipotle?
offered, I'm turning it down.
You're a horrible man.
Out of Carver Bob's loyalty.
Oh, no.
Message me directly, and I will
Message us.
Yeah, there you go.
Please.
You can't appreciate Chipotle over Carver Bob's.
You know I've never had Cabo Bob.
I just want the money, bro. What?
All right, so
I've never had
we're taking
Cabo
Taylor to Carver Bob's.
Only
Oh, it's so good.
Chipotle. It's my life.
Chipotle's still good, but Cabo Bob's.
Chipotle isn't good.
You're a lie.
You just don't like it as the last time you had it.
Huh?
Last time you had it was off.
The one we had like 4 days ago?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But other than that, mine was still pretty good. You just got the wrong kind of chicken.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's a you thing, man.
We were at I forgot about Myra's birthday. The first BJJ World,
Mhm.
you did the tournament, you did the
I did
tournament.
the tournament, yeah.
And you got robbed.
Oh,
That was some bullshit.
What is the point of us running a tournament if we can't even have our athletes win
It's
a
crazy.
decision?
It's crazy. If anyone was going to get robbed, we should have been robbing it for us. And we didn't.
I was highly... Actually, I
Garrett
was
just being a
mad at-
great referee, and then the judges robbing us on our own event.
I don't know. It's crazy. It was absolutely crazy. But my wife was there. She was like hanging out, and she doesn't know anything about grappling or anything. She thinks it's hilarious, and I was like, she doesn't watch any of it either. And their biggest thing is like, is there any like girls that do this? That's cool. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then finally, I saw you going out, and I was like, oh, come here. And she was like, what? And I was like, watch this girl. And she was like, wow. I was like, she's gonna murder this other girl, and you're gonna have fun watching it. And she was like, whatever. 30 seconds in, you put a girl through the table, and my wife looks at me, and she's like, wow. I was like, yeah. She's like, this girl's sick. And I was like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you are my mum's favorite grappler.
Yeah.
She's like, Taylor is the best. Like
Yeah.
everything, she just loves your like energy, your attitude. She thinks you are hilarious.
I love that for me. That's so nice.
Yeah.
I love
The wife's a big fan now.
Oh.
She's like, this girl's hilarious. I think, yeah, she just beats the shit out of
I
people.
try my best. I feel like 90% of the time, like during matches, I feel like I not even blank out. I just don't think it's me. And like being a regular Taylor when I'm out doing school or like out with my friends, if somebody's like, "Oh, you're a kind savage or you're a Baba Yaga," I'm always like, "No, that's not me. That's not me at all."
You are the funniest person to corner, though.
Oh.
Whenever you come back to the corner, you always have the wildest things to say.
Because it's always in my head. It's whatever's in my head, you're gonna hear. Whatever I'm thinking during my match, you're gonna hear it. I'm not gonna say what I've said.
No, me neither. That's why I left it at that.
I'm gonna say what I said. But
I want to know now.
it's just, yeah. We're
There were some comments after the takedown on Trinity. In the
Trinity
corner.
won. Who's number one? And on BJJ World. I told him Listen, I had to go to the bathroom real bad. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
That's so.
I'll tell you off pod.
All right.
Listen, it was all serious. So everybody's all serious. They're like, you're good, whatever. And they're like, do you have anything to say? I'm like, bro, I gotta go.
Let's get this done.
Yeah.
That's so you're 2-0 on WNO now. Right.
No subs.
But dominant performances though.
No subs. Hurts my soul.
That's all right.
I think Lauren was a benefit to her that it was 9 minutes and not the 15 because you'd like got to the point where she was so fatigued where it was like it was gonna happen. You took the back at the end, So although there was no sub, I think it was coming.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then the Trinity match was great too. That was like such a good display of like just countering where someone was best at,
Yeah, so you're 2-0 there. You just got back from the 5K one. Now, I mean, the big thing is did you sign with Polaris?
I did.
So how does that work now? So you're going to do the squads and then you're exclusive with them or you have like a 5-thing contract? Or you're just like an athlete for Polaris?
I think it's for the year, I believe. So I just signed with them so that way anytime I go over to the UK or down that area, essentially I only fight through them, which is fine by me because I don't really fight nowhere else down there, unless it's like Grapple Fest, but I haven't done a Grapple Fest in a minute.
And that is it. It's Europe exclusive, hey?
Yeah.
The Polaris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so you can do whatever you want in the US, which is where you're based anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's not a problem. I'm not that upset
And
about
the best
it,
promotion in Europe is Polaris.
For sure.
It's like the best. They can get the best people and like the production is hands down the best.
Also, watch this. Watch Taylor beat Fion in this upcoming squads. I think I'm going to be in Kazakhstan at the time, so I don't care what time it is. I'm just going to be losing it.
Holy shit. Yeah, you could have because of the way the squads is set up.
Yeah.
Hear it first. Taylor's taking out Fion in the Polaris squads. I'm calling it. Load up. Shuffle. Again, sponsor the damn podcast. I am the ambassador you need for jiu-jitsu and gambling. I'm loading up on Taylor here.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to go back and I'm going to get me a nice bowl of Chipotle.
Staying true to the brand. So, who else is on the squads team?
Me, Jasmine, Bree St. Marie.
Shout out, legendary Canadian.
Canada.
Me, Jasmine, Bree St. Marie, Helena, Kais.
Isn't Levi's wife on that?
Yes, I believe so.
For the North American squad?
Yeah, she's from the US.
There's 2 girls, and I literally just saw their Instagram. I know her profile picture, but do not know her name. And I don't want to even butcher it.
That's okay. Who does Team Europe have? Fion.
Fion and Marco.
Do they have Adele?
No, they have Marco.
Adele's Australian, brother.
I don't know who they're all picking.
From Europe.
I don't know. A lot of Australians have like the UK passports and shit too.
Yeah, a lot of us do. But
I think the only like good people they have over there is Fion and Margot.
oh yeah, Margot's got a European passport. Yeah,
I love Margot.
yeah,
Sweet.
Margot's great. For me, it was like seeing the teams. It was like the range that the North American squad had was like better, like overall, and then the UK have some good women. I'm not overly familiar with the European female scene as much, but they have some good ones. But obviously they got Fion, which is like this huge peak in the team,
I don't think Fion's gonna. I'm not gonna say she's not gonna make it out, but I don't think she's gonna make it far. There's too many good females on our side to be. I don't think she's gonna go bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like imagine she like hits Brianna or Helena, and then you've got Taylor after, or any.
You're not gonna make
any
it.
combination of those like 3 or 4 women. It's like
It's tough.
it's such a hard thing, but women grappling is like blowing up right now.
Yeah.
Shout out Polaris for doing a women's squads event because I imagine they're going to do the European American and they'll do like a Asian and South American one.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're going to do for the men as well. And also Artemis grappling in Adelaide Karis, my lovely girlfriend, running Adelaide's first ever female-only grappling event.
Listen, if I'm ever out there, tell her to hit me up.
She messaged me before. She was like, "Can Taylor do a video for me? And if she wants, she can always fight for us."
Oh my gosh. Speaking of Fiona, did you see her fight against Daddy or
Adele?
Yeah, Adele?
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
That's what I thought.
That's what we were saying too. We watched it at the house.
Gas Steve.
We
Yeah.
watched it at the house, and we were like, "She won," and then they didn't give it to her. We're like, "Are we crazy?"
I was in my parents' room because me and my dad were watching it, and I was like, bro, if Adele wins this, like, this is gonna, like, churn some pots. This is gonna, like, start stirring people. I was like, but if Fionn wins it, I'm still gonna be hyped, but it's like, it's Fionn. So, and then Adele did all the stuff that she did, and I'm in the room, I swear to God, I was like, like, screaming, like, sporadically. My mom was like, Taylor, shut up. Like, stop. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just really hyped. But when they went to, like, raise the hands and they raised Fionn, I was like,
Yeah, I think everyone's sort of suspicious of that. Craig was very vocal. Yeah, it's sort of hard for me because I'm so biased towards Adele. I've known Adele a long time, and she's like,
even without bias, brother, like,
yeah,
Fionn didn't pass her guard. Like, she didn't do there was no submission attempts. Like,
I don't know who judged it, but you got to imagine
the
it's
Brazilians.
I'm not biased at all. I
they're
don't know
looking
either.
at the MMA judging style of like being on top. No,
Why would you, okay, but still, like, even though
It's not
they were
MMA.
judging it like that or whatever, Adele, like, had so many, not so many, she had, like, 2 submission attempts, but they were, like, deep submission attempts, and...
oh, I agree. I think Fionn's foot must be fucked from that ankle lock. It was brutal.
That was nice.
She was just more active too. I mean, nothing like substantial really happened, but the only times that there was something that did happen, it was because of Adele.
Yeah, I was flipping out when the decision came through, you know?
And someone called it 30-27, which means they thought Fiona won every round.
That's what I mean. The judging was insane.
Yeah, one judge saw it that it was every round was a 10-9 for Fiona.
Well, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, Adele's won because she was the only one
Yeah.
who could win
Yeah.
3 rounds. You know?
My jaw was dropped. I was gagged. Literally, I was like, what?
Yeah, it's pretty
They
crazy.
tipped the judges. That's what I'm going to say.
They tipped the
They
judges.
tipped the judges.
Yeah, I mean, Craig was posting. He was like, it's weird that, I mean, but you never know with Craig, because Craig just be posting stuff just to...
Yeah,
Craig.
the UFC must have upset Craig, you know?
Yeah.
No, I mean...
With
that's all.
the exclusive contracts and not giving them credit for grappling the 3-5s, I think has rubbed them the wrong way.
And I mean, they're octagon now.
They were for sure talking around, like, instead of saying, like, CGI, they're like, oh, this new rule set is crazy.
The
This
10-point must system,
And they put... Yeah, they
which
put,
is a boxing rule system.
yeah, they put him in a pit, too.
Yeah, I just seen that.
Yeah, it was
What are they calling that? Does anyone know the name of it? Are they calling it the bowl or something?
probably...
Oh, my
It does kind of look like a skateball.
Yeah, dude. If they want me, I'll drop in on the scooter
Throw a flare and
and then
break
start
somebody.
I could imagine.
But yeah, Craig was posting. He was like, the only person in the Fiona signed an exclusive contract. Adele didn't. So he was like, weird how she won. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, maybe, but maybe it's just bad judging. I mean, there's bad judging in UFC still,
If there's bad judging, that was abysmal, brother. That was buns.
but there's so many. It's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but there's so much bad like MMA judging in the UFC.
But
That's true.
No,
It's
that was,
gonna
like,
be bad
that
jiu-jitsu
was
judging. No one knows what they're
different
doing.
To be like, oh, that was just a bad call. That was like completely different.
But they literally might have because if it's commissioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, then the judging is going to be like boxing judges, and they're not going to know anything about grappling. So you're going to have a guy who's like 80 being like, "What are they doing?" You know what I
I
mean?
don't think it's athletic commission because you
So?
don't need athletic commission for grappling.
Really.
Not in Nevada, at least.
So then, what's the excuse?
I don't know. I take it back. I was trying to maybe be like, well, I mean, they still haven't figured out good judging in MMA.
I'm not trying to glaze nobody though, because they're both in my weight class. So I'm just saying, I definitely think I don't win that.
Yeah,
For
I agree.
sure.
I do too.
You, for me, because I've known Adele a long time, draw a lot of parallels in terms of like you will scrap anyone.
Yeah.
Adele was the same. I remember Adele came to Adelaide and she fought my wrestling coach in the ADCC rules match. And it was like a over 60-something kilo match. And Adele weighed in with a backpack with like rocks in it to make the weight. She was like, no one wants to scrap. I just want to scrap everyone and beat everyone. And you're very much the same. And I think your trajectories are going to be very much the same. In my opinion, Adele is the best women's grappler on the planet right now, hands down. And I think very shortly, Taylor Hishaw will be the best female grappler on the planet.
For sure.
You know?
That's the goal, brother. That's the goal for sure.
You know? I think something you present to grappling is your well-roundedness and your ability to learn. Like I said, people assume you're a wrestler, but the grown men I've watched you like lock in the room and
Moose up.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
because they all sit. All these grown men are terrified to wrestle with Taylor, so they sit, and then Taylor's passing them up, and then like, oh shit, and then she drops back on a leg and just taps all these guys. Very rarely I see Taylor's guard get past. She's like very well rounded. So once again,
I think it's just my
shuffle.
hip
If
joint.
you have odds for ADCC, whatever you want to do in the next 10 years, put it on Taylor.
Yeah, because this is the first. Is it the first year you can do trials?
Mm,
'Cause you did kids ADCC,
yeah, I think so.
so this is the first year you can actually do
I
adult.
tried to do trials, and I went 122, and I just kind of like I set myself up for failure. I'm not gonna lie. I cut wrong, and then I literally showed up 5 minutes before my match. Like no, like
Oh, yeah.
literally no warm up. Just showed up. I was like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go, girl. You're not that guy. I don't know what I was thinking, but I went out and I got cooked. So this is gonna be like the first official year that I do it.
It's gonna be sick.
Did you ever hear that controversy about Joseph? Everyone's like, he's lying about his age.
No.
When he first like started jiu-jitsu, he was going to do the first trials he could, but he was too young. So he altered his smooth comp age so he could make it. And then that trials got postponed because of COVID.
Oh, wow.
And then when he competed, everyone's like, he's not 17, he's like 21. And people were going to Reddit losing it, saying that Joseph's been lying about his age.
That's so funny, dude. People get accused that in other sports too. There's like a hockey player that got accused that.
How
back
old
in-
is Joseph?
He's 22.
21?
Oh God! All right.
Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think like the most impressive thing is like, obviously at B team we have like a bunch of people coming in who are like, I was the best wherever I'm from, so now I'm here, and just like it's a massive room full of talented people, and then but it kind of gets like revealed on like, you know who works hard and who doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, you know who like deserves the respect, or like who's all talk and who's not. I think the most impressive thing about you is like how old, like the maturity for your age. Like you're always there. You're always showing at me. I mean, you're always on time, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being late. It stresses me out.
Oh, she's not on time?
Wait. Okay. Mornings are different. I have to take my cousin to school. And have you went and gone through all that traffic?
That's true.
She's driving her cousin to school.
Yeah.
You're an asshole, dude.
Yeah, we knew that.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're always there. Like you're always on time. You're always like working. And then on top of it, you're doing like, I mean, you're like doing school. You're doing like college classes while you're in high school. And then
I just graduated, brother. I'm old.
I'm
sorry.
Relax.
yeah,
Relax.
God.
And then like you just have like, it's just it's like nice to see someone with like a lot of potential, but they also have the work ethic to match the potential.
Yeah.
Because then it's just like the sky's the limit. Like whatever you wanted to do, like you can now do it.
It's super rare.
'Cause
I've
it's always
seen
the most
So
im-
many people super talented, far more talented than most of the guys at the top level that just don't want to put the work in.
Yeah, they just don't care. But you're just like, no, I'm here. I'm going to do this. Like, were you always like that? Like, did your family help you with that? Like,
I feel like it's just something that I've adapted probably from my father, just because it was like he always said, if you're going to do something, you need to do it 150% of the time. He's like, I don't care if you're a professional athlete. I don't care if you want to be a chef. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. He was like, if you work at McDonald's, you better flip those burgers with 150% all the time. And so anytime he's seen that I wasn't doing it when I was younger, he was like, you got to go harder. You have to go harder. You have to go harder. And so now that I'm down here and it's more so just me, it's like, okay, Taylor, like you got to go. You have to go. And it's like, yeah, you can be tired, but I only came to Austin specifically to train with the B team. So anytime I'm like, yeah, I'm tired, maybe I should just chill. It's like, girl, what else do you have to do? Like I literally only have to train, eat right, and do school.
This is crazy
What else?
because it's like you said, the maturity of Taylor to say this. There are so many guys in that room that moved, whatever reason, to be at BT and to train. I see them once a week, twice a week, you know? And it's like, how is it possible for these guys to uproot their whole life and not put in the effort, you know?
Yeah.
But then Taylor comes here and, I'm sure Dad's mind's at ease knowing how hard she's putting in and seeing the results now, you know?
Oh, you'd be surprised. He's always telling me, like, I do all the stuff that y'all watch me, and he's like, you can still work harder.
Yeah, my old man's the same.
Yeah.
There's this funny photo. It's like my friend Shane, whose podcast would be released before this. He's a great photographer. He took this photo. I'm like triangling this guy, breaking the dude's arm over my leg, and my dad's just stood there like this, just looking disappointed. Like,
That's what
just like, probably should have done it faster, you know? He's like,
That's what my dad says. Oh my God. I'm like, I sub a girl in 30 seconds. He's like, could have been 20.
yeah. It's like, I know, like, and I know for sure, like, just seeing your dad, how elated he is when you're, like, competing and stuff. I know how proud they are, but it's like they just want more and more. They just want to see the sky, you know?
Mm-hmm. But it's like a good mix, though. Like, I think your dad does it right. Because, like, there's some, I'm not going to name people, but now that we're around the circuit a little bit, and, like, we see the kids compete at some of these events, see some of the parents, and I'm like, man, when your kid goes to college, you're never going to see him again.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the way they push them, I'm like, bro, wait till he gets a girlfriend. Bye-bye. Like, he ain't coming home. He doesn't want to be here. Like, you're running this kid out of the house. Like, there's no, like, this isn't going to end good. Like, the second he's out from the microscope, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's kids like that, but, like, your family seems to have it figured out where it's like, if this is what you want to do, cool. But if you're going to do it, you better work hard at it no matter what you do. So, like, it's nice to see, like, it's just good to see, like, when it all, like, works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like my parents are, I wouldn't say they're different than most parents, but I feel like they kind of are in a sense. They're kind of just weirdos, like just really, really weird. And so other parents, I see them like pushing their kid more so not in a sense like, hey, you need to get better, but like, you just suck. Like, you need to get better. You got to do this. You got to do this. And then my dad's like, you still suck. But you got to, I don't know how to explain it because they essentially do the same thing. My parents parent the same, but it's so different. I feel like it's how they word it that's different than their approach.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Their approach is different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they're doing a good job. You're like one of the more mature people in the room.
One of the people that can actually hold a conversation.
Oh, my God. Don't even.
I try. I couldn't talk before I started jiu-jitsu. I was so antisocial. It was insane. Like, really bad. Like, I would literally be sitting here like this. And anytime you talk to me, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. So.
And now she comes in just talking shit to grown men every day.
Why not? Like, what's the worst they could do, you know?
To you, nothing.
Me.
This is going to get taken down.
You know, that's fine. I always justify it, and I'll be like, you better stop before I call my dad. Because what are you going to do to him?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to me.
I mean, that's a valid threat. It's a big man.
I'll call my dad on you. Wait for stop.
That's true.
That's my thing.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just cool. It's definitely cool to see, like, like I said, people with potential who are living up to the potential. Because, like you said, I mean, like, we see a lot of people, like, move here. Mm-hmm. And you're like, why'd you move here? No offense to them.
Yeah.
But it's like, you moved here. I see you train twice a week.
Austin's reference is the best. He's like, I see you come in and just tape yourself in the corner to do no.
I fucking hate that corner.
You hate the corner?
I hate the corner. I fucking hate the corner because I see the same fucking people go over there and they're taping this, they're taping that, they're taping that. I'm like, how are you injured?
Yeah. What do you do?
It's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? You do like a round of like positional or something. They're like, my knee.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like, bro, none of us have ACLs anymore. Like, this ain't for you, big dog. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I don't know.
Fired up.
Dude, it pisses me off.
He's been in the vault for some time.
It makes me
to talk about it.
So mad.
Oh, it's been brought up four times on this podcast.
It's been brought up.
It's one of our favorite topics.
I get upset about it. I just want people to, but hey, I'm not here to look after them. My whole thing is like, if you're gonna talk a lot of shit, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't even care if people win. If you work hard and you're constantly trying to be the best version of you and you lose, I mean, rich coming from me because that's what happens with me. But like, if you're actually like working hard and like you lose and shit,
Your like voiceovers crack me up, bro. I'm sitting there like dying laughing in the car. I'm like, Dad, look at this. Oh my god.
but yeah, if you're working hard, but the whole thing with me is like, when I have people come up to me and like, oh, bro, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'm like, how are you talking about doing that or this when I don't even
I'm
see you
locked
here?
in.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's the best one.
Oh, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in. This
training
year,
3 times a day. I'm
Right.
eating my food. I'm lifting. I'm doing this.
we've been here for 3 years,
Right.
and we're locked in.
Yeah, it's like, what do you? Maybe it's just jealousy. Maybe I'm like, I see my clock running out of time, and I'm like, man, if I could go back. I mean, I was an idiot when I was young, too, so I guess that is what it is, but.
No.
But like, I'm just like, man, just you're here. Just do what everyone else is doing. Look around the room. I mean, don't do it like, you know what I mean? Like, look around the room. Just try to find someone who's doing good and do what that guy does.
Yeah.
Don't live their whole life like them, but like, you know what I mean? Like, see what they're doing in here.
In the room, yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I hear somebody like tell me like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm going hard, I'm training, I'm eating, I'm doing this, I'm like, you know what? Do what you got to do. That's all. That's always my go-to. Do what you got to do. Or I'll be like, oh, period. All right. Because half the time you guys are liars.
Yeah, full
Yeah,
shit.
Liars.
The people that like feel the need to tell you that are the ones that are doing it for like 2 days and then
Yeah.
give up, you know?
Yeah.
It's a New Year's goal. New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something like shiny to them. And they're like, oh, look what I'm doing. And you're like,
Yeah. It's a good conversation starter. That's what I say. You do things because it's a good conversation starter, or you do things because you actually want to do them.
That's a great point.
It's also funny though, like sometimes it comes on naturally, like when the people just get here and they're doing every class and they've watched all like the old school like Danaher interviews and like DDS interviews and like all the Atos interviews where it's like we do 3 a days and lift every day. So like these guys come in or like these girls come in and they're like, I'm doing every class, I'm lifting, and then it's always the 2-week mark. They start looking at you like, how do you guys do this? And it's like,
I've been doing this for years.
yeah.
I've been on this for years.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people, because I end up doing all the classes or whatever. They're like, how do you do this? And I'm like, I don't know.
Man, Jackson told us his schedule yesterday. That kid is wild.
Yeah.
Up at 5, training, does like 4 sessions a day with PTs and stuff in there. Yeah. That's another kid who's going to be something very special and will be on the pod soon.
Yeah. Yeah, you and Jackson, are you guys the same age?
I think Jackson turns 18 this year at some point.
Well, I turned 19 this year. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, you guys are actually like adults and professional.
I try my best.
You're doing.
I'd love to have Jackson's dad on with him too. Just fire him up.
Oh, goodness.
He's the man.
Put a battery in your back. That's what the dads are here for. That's what they're here for.
That's hilarious. Did your dad do martial arts?
God, no. None of my...
How'd you get into this?
Absolutely not. My entire family are like football based or basketball based. My uncle played in the NBA. He had to pull out because he hurt his hip or whatever. But
But he was actually in the NBA?
Xavier Henry.
Oh, shit.
He was on the Lakers with LeBron and Kobe and all them. It's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Cool guy. Anywho, all of my family are like football, basketball. My uncle went overseas. My aunt, she just got back from overseas. I just met her like 4 months ago for the first time. Nice lady, love her. Anyways, how did I get into this? I was going into middle school. Again, I was very like antisocial, didn't like to talk to people. And so when I met Ronnie, he was just like, yeah, put her in some type of MMA. So I started in MMA. And then my striking coach was like, oh, she's going to be really good at jiu-jitsu because he rolled around me. And then, of course, like me being a civilian or whatever, I'm like, girl, what is that? Jiu-jitsu? Gi? What is those things, you know? And so we went and bought a gi, went and found a school, went to jiu-jitsu, absolutely hated it, didn't want to do it. Then I was forced to do it because, again, I was in middle school, didn't like talking. He's like, I don't want you to get bullied. I don't want you to get beat up, that type of thing. So after he threw me in like 3 tournaments, my first tournament, I almost got my arm broken by this wrestler chick, like belly down armbar me really hard to the point my elbow still, I don't know if you can hear it. Sometimes it crackles, sometimes it doesn't, but she messed my stuff up. and it's still messed up to this day. But just got into it because he didn't want me to get bullied. And I think after my third tournament, I got my first gold, and I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm feeling it now. And then I kind of like halfway through the jiu-jitsu scene, and I was like, so if I just grab you here and you can't move, I can do that. I can just do this. And yeah, just from there, just kept going.
I mean, that's sick.
And then why did you choose B team?
So the gyms in Oklahoma, I love the gyms in Oklahoma so very much, but they can't keep up with like the demand of like my schedule, because I literally went online to solely train, and that's all I wanted to do. Once I realized that's what I wanted,
You went online school-wise?
School-wise. And it was just hard to be down there because there was nobody who was on my level. The only person who is actually good. Okay, let me reword this. The only person who is on my level is Jet Thompson. And so he lives all the way in Guthrie, and it was just like a crazy drive. I'm like, bro, I'm not training with you every day. We're too far away. But none of the people at the gyms would like give me good looks. I'd either go with like huge men who like try to outstrong me all the time, or the technique wouldn't be good, and it'd be a whole thing of me trying to find like good training partners. And then once I got to a point, it was like, it doesn't matter how big you are, I'm still gonna mess you up. And so then it was just like me holding down like grown men, like, all right, I'm just sitting here waiting for the timer to run out. And I feel like I hit like a year and a half before I came to B team. I was just like kind of in a lull, and I was like, okay, like I have nothing to do. I'm beating everybody up. And so one of my coaches, she's like, why not just start teaching? So I was like teaching like black belts and a blue belt. I had just got my blue belt. I'm like teaching the black belts and stuff like, oh, when you get here, you put your hand here. And it's like, bro, I shouldn't be doing that. I literally just got my blue belt. I should not be doing that at all. And so then, funny enough, I was talking to Mo, and he sent me down here. And I was like, bro, I just got beat up. Like, yes. Like, I love it. And I was telling my dad, I was like, bro, I literally didn't win a round at all. He's like, so how do we feel? I'm like, bro, I felt great. Like, everybody's good. I got to roll with Jay. He pieced me up. I think, I'm not going to say too much, actually. Let me rephrase. But I got pieced up. I love it. Everybody down here is like, even the bad people down here, like the hobbyists that come to B team, are still better than the people in Oklahoma. So,
yeah. And then was the plan always to go through online high school and then college as well? You always had college aspirations?
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to college, and I told my mom, I said, if I ever go in person to college, it'll only be for like the college experience. And if you know, you know. But I was like, I'm only doing one thing. Like, I'm very, I told her, I was like, I'm kind of like addicted to it almost, like doing jiu-jitsu in a sense. It's hard to keep me away from it. So I was like, I'm not going to go to college because I can't do jiu-jitsu and do college at the same time. And then she's like, well, maybe you could wrestle in college. And I'm like, no. Because
you had offers though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I've had quite a few. They're still reaching out, too, because I can still essentially...
Even after the blip of the end of the high school career.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. Hey.
Let's talk about that.
I got disqualified. I got banned from my
For
season.
excessive caller times?
They... Listen, so since my freshman year...
We can edit anything out.
No, it's fine. Since my freshman year, they've been trying to get me, my teammate Bella, and my coach out. And for 2 of the years... They got my coach. He couldn't, coach none of the kids at state or whatever. They got my teammate's little sister kicked out of junior high state because she wore the wrong singlet. And so they've been trying to get us for a while. And so any, like, little thing that I did, they would always be like, oh, look, like, she's doing this, she's doing that. And I literally didn't wrestle my entire season. My last senior season, I had a dual tournament. I was going to do a dual tournament in Kansas City. Regionals, and then state. But we had a whole bunch of dual tournaments in between, whatever. I go to my first dual tournament, and I was wrestling against this girl, and this girl was like scratching me, like grabbing me weird, just like doing weird stuff. And I don't crash out crazy normally. And I didn't crash out this time. I was just like, bro, are we being for real? I literally spent, it's a 6-minute match. I spent 5 of those 6 minutes, like not yelling at the ref, telling the ref, I'm like, ref, like, do you see what she's doing to me? I'm like bleeding all down my arms. Like, she's like going at me. I'm like, there's a difference between wrestling. Like, I've done this enough to know when stuff is intentional and when it's not. I'm like, she's like deliberately like trying to like claw me.
Mess you up.
Yeah, literally. So I was like, ref, like, do you not see this, ref? Do you not see this? And I got over it because he wasn't doing nothing. So I was like, you know, I got to take matters into my own hands. I already collar tied very hard, and I went and I collar tied her, and she bobbled like
She bobbled.
Bro, she bobbled. Like, she moved
Is
out
your
the way.
collar tie closed?
All of my collar ties are closed. Like this. Oh my gosh. I did. And I told my dad after the fact, I'm like, bro, I didn't punch her. I didn't hit her. I did not hit her. And he was like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm so sure. I went to do it, and she goes. And they were like, that's it. No more. I'm like, I'm in trouble. I got in trouble. Are we for real? And so then they were like, you know what? You're done. You're banned. And I'm like, Are we for real? They're like, 2-match disqualification. So then they did that, and they disqualified me from 2 matches, and I was like, okay, whatever. Or 2 tournaments. And I was like, I can still go to regionals at state. But then they decided that they were going to ban my whole team, which they did. They suspended my whole team for the season. And then reinstated my team right before regionals at state. So I had a 2-match like suspension. So they said that since they suspended my team, I didn't serve my time. I served my team's time. So that way, when they got reinstated to do regionals
2
in state,
consecutive sentences. Crazy.
they said, yeah, so she still has to serve her time. She just served her team's time. I'm like, what does it matter? I served my time. Time was served, you know? And they're like, so you can't compete at regionals or state. Well, I could have competed at state, but since I didn't go to regionals, I couldn't compete at state anyways.
Yeah.
They're like, those are your 2 like tournaments that you can't do. And I was like, you guys set me up. You guys literally set me up to not do that. And I was like, bro, I even got like, I went to court. We literally went to court and had like did a whole appeal thing for it and everything. And they were like, well, sorry, you suck. That's it.
Unfortunately for you, they could probably build a pretty good case. Like, she's 38 and now MMA. They call her the Baba Yaga.
Bro, that's literally what happened. They were like, this isn't the first time. She was like, this happened 4 or 5 years ago. This happened in a jiu-jitsu match. And I was like, I know you're lying. Like, I know they didn't just bring this up. I'm like, bro, did you want me to pull the film? And it was over like a judge. The judge had no idea like what wrestling is and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, I know it's cooked. But again, in a sense, I was more so upset because I was fighting at first. I was fighting for my team to get reinstated. And I was like, y'all can take me out. And then my team got reinstated. And I was like, okay, now it's like time to go for me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, are we being for real here? Like, y'all, this was plotted.
Premeditated to
yes,
get you out.
The dude who is over OSSA or what? OSSA. I talked to him on like a regular because I wrestled or whatever. It was me and he talked to my coach or whatever. And during like our little court appeal or whatever, he didn't look at me not once. He was literally like looking at the camera all like this. And I'm like, I know what just happened. I know what just happened. But there's been so much stuff like, I'm not going to say what went down. I can say it off camera, but like other teams and other people have done so much worse. And I'm like, you guys literally are like, somebody has to be paying you or something. Like, there's no way this is happening.
But joke's on them, because then you can just be like, I didn't even like this sport.
I didn't.
I just show up.
I was just like,
I just win and leave.
I only wanted to go to state because I wanted to win state for my coach because it was his last year coaching. Oh, they also fired my coach. They got my coach fired too.
Jesus Christ.
Nonetheless, I'm telling you, they got my coach fired, got me kicked off the team, and then my teammate ended up leaving the school. Like, they got what they wanted in the end, essentially.
This is Oklahoma?
Yeah. Yeah.
You born and raised in Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm. OU.
Oklahoma's for a Canadian person, Oklahoma is a crazy place.
Why?
You guys just live in tornadoes?
Oh, no and yes. No and yes.
It's insane. Like, I went there for a tournament, and all of a sudden there's just like this, like, woo, and you're like, what the heck's going on? Like, oh, that's a tornado siren. I was like, what? And like, oh, everyone just go inside. I'm like, go inside. And I go inside, and I'm like, it just interrupts all whatever you're watching, and it's like, oh, there's a tornado on its way. And you're like, what?
No.
What do you mean it's on its way? And I was like, it's not going to hit. They're a couple miles away. And I'm like, a couple miles of it. And then I'm starting to do the math. I'm like, if it's traveling this fast, that's not that many miles away. Like, it's going pretty quick. And then the next day, we drive home, and we're driving through Muriella.
Mm-hmm.
Muriella, is that a place?
Yeah.
Actually, it is a place because we're driving through it. There's barns everywhere, just torn down. There's tractor trailers, like semi-trucks on top of houses. This town is just gone. And then like, oh yeah, they filmed the movie Twister, like the fake, like
First movie on DVD, I believe.
Oh wow.
There you go. Fun fact.
Where?
I hope that's right.
It's set in this town, and I was like, so you, and they're like, oh, they're just gonna rebuild it, and I was like, leave. Like, the movies are set in this town, and I just saw it get ruined.
It's not that.
So
bad.
I've always wanted to ask.
It's
I
not.
was there for 24 hours. I saw a town get taken out.
But you're alive.
Yeah, I am.
Did you get to see it? You know, I drove through a tornado.
What are you doing?
I was living. That's what I was doing. I had a great time. Dandy. I went to Buc-ee's. You know how I say it.
That's a crazy commercial for Buc-ee's. I drove through a tornado to go.
Bucky survives tornadoes. What do you mean? That's a great commercial.
You need to be sponsored.
By Chipotle.
Buc-ee's bonnet.
Buc-ee's bonnet. Oh my gosh, I have a bonnet for you, by the way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
what were we talking about before tornadoes?
Your college aspirations?
Oh, ew. Oh,
yeah.
You know, I'm computer science.
Academically. Yes.
Academically.
Because you're doing college right now online.
Right.
And then you're not, because you said if you're going to go to college, you want the college experience.
Correct.
And you can't have the college experience while you're an athlete.
Exactly. It's not fun. You get to pick a side. You have to pick a side. You can't do both. Well, you can do both. You just can't, like, really do both.
I tried to do both, and it
doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out.
Yeah, I quit sports and then didn't. Wow. Yeah. Don't do what I did. That was bad.
Horrible. But yeah, I'm doing my online classes. I'm doing like summer classes or whatever, so I can get like the basics done. So essentially, when I go to OU, because I start at OU next fall or summer, something like that. I can just essentially have skipped a year and then just go straight into it. I'm doing computer science, girl. It's gonna be hard. They're talking about making me do calculus. I hope you know basic math was already a struggle. I don't know.
But with your dedication, I don't think there's going to be any issues. You know?
Did OU ask you to wrestle for them?
Yeah.
You said no?
Yeah.
Isn't David Taylor coach the team now?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're just, wrestling isn't fun. I love wrestling. I love the people that I'm surrounded with. Thankfully, I have a good team. But God, it sucks. And the people in Oklahoma, that's what I was getting to. I got sidetracked. They reached out to my mom's job because my mom works for the state. They called the state and it was like, her daughter was like, and then they called my dad's job because my dad has two jobs. They called both of his jobs, got him suspended from a basketball season because he's one of their coaches. Girl.
Jesus.
They playing on my downfall.
Oklahoma needs to calm down.
They gotta chill.
People got too much time on their hands.
You guys got
you guys tornadoes to worry
You guys got
about.
tornadoes to worry about.
I've never, like, in MMA and jiu-jitsu, with all the things that have been said, I have never gotten a hate email from a wrestling parent or like an MMA parent, angry MMA parent, or nobody has ever called my parents' jobs or done anything crazy. Immediately once that happens, they're like, kill her. Send her off. Get her out of here.
You got hate mail for it?
Bro, emails.
How'd they get your email?
They got my school email.
You're a child.
Bro. Do you understand? I was like, what's going on? What's happening?
I don't know. I feel like if you go in front of a judge and you're like, hey, I have emails from adults. Like, immediately, if you're a sane person, you'd be like, okay, this is...
It doesn't care. They don't care at all. They do not care.
What kind of losers like, oh, you're a kid? I'm
Wrestling
gonna email
parents.
you.
That's who. Oklahoma wrestling parents.
That's nice. Similar to hockey parents, there's a number of parents that have been like banned from rinks when I was growing up because
Yeah.
they get in fights.
In a sense, though, I kind of understand it because it's like, no, I don't actually. I don't understand it. I can try to understand it to the best of my abilities. It's just like, I couldn't imagine like hating somebody or just like disliking somebody that much where you're like, let me get her out of here.
No, because you got stuff going for you.
But once I started coming down to Austin, they're like, yes, she's gone. Get her out of here. Yes. So,
Can't imagine having that much disdain for a child.
well, that gives you so much aura. Like, honestly, like you walk into a building because you know nobody likes you, and there's like the certain people who do like you, so they're all like screaming for you, and then you're like walking around like, bro, I'd mess you up right now. Like not even that, or you can't even touch me. Like you can't even talk to me. You can't compete, and they'd only be mad because like the girls who'd be doing it for years would just get smacked because I'm not saying I'm crazy at wrestling, but I'm not buns, and I feel like people just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain girls wrestling. It's just so, I got told I wrestled like a dude. So I'll just say that. I wrestle like a dude.
So this is kind of, I'm going to build off this because you're talking about coming into an arena and having that feeling. We went over one of your ideas for a celebration in Europe. Did you hit the celebration?
No, I didn't. I should have. I didn't though, because I'm only going to hit it when I get a sub. Because if you get like a decision win and then you're going crazy, like,
Yeah, don't.
girl, I'm going to look at you crazy. I'm gonna let you do your thing, but I'm going to look at you like this. Because why are you doing that? You went off a decision, not a sub. So only sub win. Only sub win. Will that ever happen?
Be excited to see it.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the celebration?
I have seen the celebration. I'm
It
excited.
was the first one.
I'm excited to see it live in action.
People are going to be
In Europe.
upset.
Yeah.
The European mind won't be able to comprehend.
They're going to be mad. They're going to be mad, but that's okay.
The last question we ask everyone, and this is going to be interesting because sort of the juxtaposition of our last two guests, we had Vince, who has lived like so much of a life, and Taylor, who's got like so much life to live, you know. Although,
Right?
This guy's a fucking poet, dude.
I
Holy
know.
shit.
Although already lived a hell of a life. What is your end goal?
I want to be able to buy my mom Hulu and YouTube with no ads. And just, honestly, just...
Oh, we got the clip.
Oh, that's the clip.
I have a whole bunch of dogs and cats. I just want to be able to take care of them without hurting my pockets, brother. Jesus Christ, they're expensive. But just, you asked, I answered. 4 cats, 3 dogs. The dogs eat raw food. Do you know how bad my pockets are hurting? I spend $100 on myself and I spend $200 on them. Exactly. But
We need to get PetSmart sponsorship.
Sam's Club, hit me up. Please. I just bought them 10 pounds of ground beef. They're huge.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a pit bull and an Anatole German Shepherd, but they're like, what? Oh, and I have a Scottish Terrier, a mini Scottish Terrier. His name is Caesar. Next. But I just want to be able to continue to be happy in the sport and possibly own a gym at a later date and time, because I don't ever see myself retiring, but if I do, I for sure would want to own a gym. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Taylor, it's been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
thanks for
me.
coming on. It's a good time.
Man.
Good stuff.